What up, homeboys? I am not talking to you from Project Epoch. This is actually my Pandaria character right here. Props if you recognize him. But anyway, I wanted to talk about it and the entire disaster and fiasco of it, because I think Project Epoch is a symptom of the game, of the actual classic. I think a lot of people do not understand what's going on. I've been on private servers for a long time before going to classic in 2023, late 2023, and before Blizzard's lawyers with their DMCA claims get here, I do not plan to show any footage of Project Epoch. I do not plan to show people how to get to it. You can guess that if you want. I really don't care if you play it or not. I think Blizzard should be ashamed. I think Blizzard should seriously reconsider their entire approach to Classic, and Project Epoch blowing up is not because of Project Epoch itself. It is because of Classic. I made a video a couple weeks ago talking about the population in Classic WoW, and we put together all the numbers and we added up that the entire population of Seasonal Discovery, Anniversary, Era, and Pandaria, or Cataclysm back then I guess, it was 170,000 players. That is 170,000 characters, actually not people, characters, were raiding at one point, at one lockout. Project Epoch's Discord, which I am not a part of, I had to actually go look it up, it has 61,000 people, so that's like what? About a third, 33% of all the classic players are in this Discord. Now, Project Epoch launch turned out to be a disaster, mostly because the servers got overloaded with all the new players trying to play. What was Project Epoch, more or less? It was a Vanilla Plus server. Like many others that came before, they were promising to change the classes, put more content, the entire Seasonal Discovery rock pool, again, bad on Project Epoch. I do not know to speak on the quality of their content they put in, because once again, I do not play Project Epoch and I do not plan to. But TLDR, there was so many people, well over like 10,000, I don't even know how many people at the peak, that they overloaded the server, and the server just hasn't been working for a week straight, and every time they try to bring the server up, the server crashes again because of an overload of people. There is queue problems, the entire 9 yards. If you know me from a long time ago, we actually had this happen before. There was a similar project. Ironically, about the time that Project Epoch got announced, there was another very similar server coming out, Revelation WoW. It turned out to be a disaster, nothing worked, it was hilarious, but it didn't pull nearly as much people as this. This had like 3 years worth of hype to build up around it. I guess that's a big deal, that's a big factor. But I think even though it crashed and burned fantastically because of the server problems, Project Epoch came at the perfect time. Because let's look at the statistics. We got the numbers. As I told you, Classic WoW is at the lowest state it's been in, well, I think 3 or 4 years at this point. We got the totality of one new launch this year, and that was Pandaria Classic. And as you can see, Pandaria came out in July, and you can see right there, 25,000 viewers average. So this is not an average month, this is the month an expansion comes out. August, right here, the month the expansion raids come out. It cannot break 30k. And I am not talking about like 2019 numbers or a long time ago. This right here, September 2024, was when the last raid of Seasonal Discovery came out, 79,000. This right here, March, I think it was some retail thing actually, I don't know. Anniversary came out in November, December, like 80,000 right here. So as you can see, an entire new expansion is pulling less than half the viewers we used to pull with just a freaking vanilla knockoff. We have 170,000 raiders. Now, I am dying to know the actual raid numbers in Mr. Pandaria, but that's gonna have to wait until we get that data. I don't really know how many people are gonna be raiding in Pandaria. I would love to know those numbers, that would be funny. But the truth of the matter is that people are really mad at WoW, people are really mad at Blizzard. A huge factor, even if Blizzard will never admit to this, a huge factor on the decline is Blizzard lost a lot of big streamers. Let's go to Twitch. We got, Ebonheart is playing RuneScape now, but we got, let's see, Grace 4 Days is playing RuneScape. I guess they are not online yet, but like, let's go to the RuneScape category actually. Sario, huge WoW player, doing RuneScape now. We got Gusu, 6,000 viewers also, like huge guy playing RuneScape. We got Shobek, he actually blew up in RuneScape. He's good, doing like twice as many viewers. Sardako went to RuneScape. A lot of streamers we know are in RuneScape now. And this is with Savix. Let me show you the clip.
There's so many people thinking that like me or Guzo are getting paid by Jagex to play RuneScape. Or we have to let you guys know, especially working with a big company. And it's not that. And I want to tell you that I declined a $5,000 deal to play Mr. Pandaria to play this game. So put some respect on my name, man. I actually enjoyed this game. I rejected big money to play this, okay?
Okay, so I don't think this is something we know for a while, that streamers get paid on launches. That's something that started happening a couple years ago. In retail, it's been going on for a while. Like, they pay big streamers to shield them out and all the cash shop stuff. But this is, I think, the most iconic example of what's going on with WoW. Blizzard is resorting to paying WoW streamers to stream WoW, and they still don't want to do it. How bizarre is that they are offering to pay the game that you've been streaming, your main game, they don't want to stream it for $5,000. Now, I don't know Savic's finances. Like, obviously Savix is in a position where he can reject the money and be fine. He's probably making more money on RuneScape right now. If we're being honest, he's doing really well. Even if it wasn't, he's choosing to play RuneScape because he doesn't want to play WoW right now, and I totally understand that. Of course, streamers aren't the only reason that WoW is doing poorly right now. I think it's just like kind of like a symptom of what's going on. If there was interest in Pandaria, if everybody was talking about Pandaria or Classic or whatever, streamers would go there because we are in the business of getting attention, and wherever the attention is, we gotta go there. And now everybody's talking about RuneScape, we're gonna go to RuneScape, right? Not me, I don't like the game. I'm sorry, man, not for me. That's honestly the only thing stopping me from doing RuneScape at this point, if I'm being honest with you guys. The way I have been explained, the streamers are doing some sort of, I don't know if I could call it protest, some sort of passive-aggressive forcing of a meta on RuneScape. Like, they are all getting together on RuneScape because they are personally upset at Blizzard for messing this up. Basically, they shut down SOD, they stopped putting any money on SOD, Seasonal Discovery stopped getting any content, you know, the Classic Plus we were promised. Then they said, no guys, a Seasonal Discovery is a trial, so we can get Classic Plus later, guys. It's totally happening. Then it didn't happen on the Warcraft Direct. It might or might not happen on BlizzCon this year. Who the hell knows? And even though Anniversary was very good to me and I've been doing really well, most streamers declined when Anniversary came out and so died. Shobek, for example, I think Shobek is a very good example of why he feels the way he feels about the game and why he's doing RuneScape. Shobek started blowing up when SOD came out, okay? Shobek was streaming to like not that many people, you know, he was like a small streamer, and then Seasonal Discovery comes out, he gets a really good clip, some good arena clips and whatnot, and he shoots up to the stratosphere. Look at him now, by the way, he's doing like triple the viewers on RuneScape, proving my point once again. But Phase 3 came out and it was a huge disaster. Blizzard abandoned SOL for like 3-4 months. You can see the matches, he's like declining here, his little bump for a little bit with like the bad faces of SOL. Then he quit SOL, he went to Era WoW, trying to do some other content and stuff. Shobek was a person that got absolutely shafted by Blizzard. If it wasn't for the RuneScape thing, like, I don't know what would have happened to him, and through no fault of his own, the game died around him. I could pull up every streamer that's doing RuneScape right now and pull up a very similar chart. I really don't want to do it. I feel I can relate to Shobek a lot because he's been doing like streaming for so long for no views, then he finally blows up and gets the fruit of his labor, and Blizzard just destroys the game. Imagine you put your heart and soul into something for years and years and years and years, and then they say, oh, you're not getting anything for 2 years now, we don't feel like doing it. And that's basically what happened to the Classic WoW ecosystem right now. We got nothing except mob or farming IQ for gear you don't even need because you got rank 14. Pick your poison. And the reason Project Epoch blew up right now is not a coincidence. It blew up because we were promised Classic Plus in Seasonal Discovery. We got like 2 decent phases and they just abandoned the entire project. Typical Blizzard style, rug pulled us. The player base had to basically riot. The player base had to basically like revolt to get a single new raid in Seasonal Discovery and a single new dungeon in Scarlet Enclave and that Karazhan whatever basement thing. And we are promised that this entire abandoning SOD and not putting any effort in Classic and the race coming out broken in Pandaria, I guess now we can throw those in too as the excuse. The excuse for those is that we are getting Classic Plus eventually and it's gonna be absolutely awesome. I don't think a lot of people trust them. And I don't think a lot of people wanna wait 2 years just to get some decent content in World of Warcraft Classic again. I am enjoying Pandaria, but I am not making myself any illusions. I said it before, I am doing the 24 token project, and very likely the second I get my 24 tokens, I am probably gonna quit. This game has no staying power. What's the point of sitting here and getting like the best in slot on this Mogushan Bolts raid when in like a month or two they are gonna change the tier and we're gonna get an entire reset of the gear and all my work is gone again and I gotta start over. It's pointless. Modern progression is pointless. There is a reason people stop playing. And while I do come from private servers and I was always accustomed to the seasonal nature of WoW, you know, like the fresh meme, fresh chasers, that's always been a thing in private servers. The rest of the community, the overwhelming majority, even if that's not me, most people want to get permanence, most people want to get a game that actually matters and continues and you can actually make progress in the long term. And right now, there is not that many great MMOs. Albion Online got sold and they ruined the game within a month. Albion Online used to be that game for me and they just killed that game. They ruined it. Where is the MMO player supposed to go? I got a lot of streamer friends that were like, oh, I am very worried about what's going to happen in 2025. Let me tell you, 2025 ain't nothing because 2026 we're getting TBC and like a year of nothing. So what are we going to do? Do you think this is the end of this entire problem? It is only beginning because we got an entire year of nothing in WoW. That's all that Blizzard can do. And some 4 crackheads in Russia or whatever can make an entire new Vanilla Plus expansion even though the servers do not work because they keep crashing because so many people are trying to log in. That's all it takes. We got a team of 60 people getting paid top tier Californian wage. Well, not top tier, Blizzard pays peanuts, but they are there and they are not cheap and they cannot produce half the content. A bunch of crackheads in Russia trying to avoid sanctions, making like some weird workarounds with payment processors. They are losing to those guys. Who's gonna shield for Blizzard? I don't think they got that many people left shielding for Blizzard. I mean, let's be honest here. We lost Devon and we lost Grace for days. Who's left? And I am glad they are opening themselves up to looking outside of the Blizzard narrative, and I am glad they are opening themselves to do something different and enjoy life for a little bit. You can see it in the category, man. Look at the camera shots. Half the people here look like they wanna freaking die. I don't know, guys. Like, I imagine most of you watching this video are playing Pandaria. Do you think you're gonna be playing Pandaria in, say, a month, 2 months? Be honest with me. I hate this cycle of having to pretend an expansion is awesome and then a month later quit playing it and saying the next thing is awesome and rinse and repeat like all the streamers do. I hate it. I was so much happier when I could sit in Soul Phase 1 and talk about like warrior items for 40 minutes and people would just sit at me and look like, say, oh my god, look 2 more DPS, yes, and everybody was happy. Why can't I just have that, man? Sorry for the venting. We're gonna keep playing. It's not like this entire channel is going on the doo-doo sewer. This is not a call for help. This is just a little bit of venting. I feel that a lot of people that look at the RuneScape entire arc and a lot of people do not get it. I wanted to show you like the perspective of people that make content and why they do it. And before you start saying something like, oh, they are traitors, they are not playing WoW, they got made by WoW. When has Blizzard been loyal to them? When has Blizzard been loyal to us? When has Blizzard been loyal to you? Because last time I know, Blizzard tried to screw you almost every year. They tried to rug pull something. They promised us so many things, they did nothing. They abandoned the game, they do not balance it. Every freaking tier comes out broken. So do not tell me for a minute that they are supposed to be loyal to Blizzard, because where is that loyalty back to us? There is a reason that they cannot find streamers for $5,000 to stream their game for 1 day. And you know what? Props to Savix for standing for his principles, and I assume Gusu and Saryu and many others also did not take the money for their principles, and mad respect to you guys. I know you guys always think that like streamers are rich. These people are not rich. Yes, some of them are well off. They are not rich. $5,000 is still a lot of money. If anything, they are the only people that can enact change into how Blizzard does things, and I think it's really cool that they are using their influence to do that. Otherwise, we are still working on the 24 token project. I think it's 18 tokens. They only let me hold 10 on a character per time, but 18 tokens. I need 6 more tokens. We're probably gonna crank this out today, so check it out on Twitch. Link in the description. I got weak auras and macros for every single spec I made a guide on, right there on the Discord as well, in the mob channel. And tell me what the hell you're gonna do in WoW. Are you gonna keep playing Pandaria for 2 months? Anybody? Hello? Subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.